Hello, my name is Matea, and as an eclectic practitioner, I use witchcraft and chaos magic as tools for exploring the nature of reality, finding my place as a soul in this world, and connecting to intelligences higher than myself. The most significant aspect of chaos magic is paradigm shifting, which is not forcing yourself to believe in something like some people say it is. Paradigm shifting or paradigm jumping is actually a method that allows you to immerse in a belief system that's different than the one you started with. Why do we use paradigm shifting? The first reason is to make magic work, as some people believe, but my personal opinion is that it doesn't make magic work, it just allows you to immerse within a paradigm or to connect to a belief system or an egregore so you can draw energy from it or be more precise in what you're doing. The second reason is to understand traditions behind certain practices. Research can help us do that, but it alone cannot uncover as much as immersing oneself within that tradition can. The third reason is exploring the nature of reality, which is significant for all seekers and for psychonauts. And the fourth reason is understanding ourselves and our psyches better. So why am I talking about spirits in this video? Because this channel is about animism, and I think that spirits or intelligences are at the core of all beliefs characterized as animistic. And I also noticed that a lot of people tend to be very uncomfortable with the idea of invisible beings. Even people that identify themselves as spiritual, a lot of the times they would characterize ideas related to spirits as superstitious or irrational. That line of thinking comes from ignorance based in fear and bias. Spirits exist as a part of human experience regardless of their ontology. And this is why I'm using different paradigms and models of reality to explain them. Reductionism or materialism is the only accepted paradigm in modern science, and it considers matter as primary. Consciousness and mind are just byproducts of neuronal activity. They're either created or they're just illusion within this paradigm. So how do spirits fit into this worldview? We know that some parts of our psyche can have a mind on their own. We observe this best with mental illness and addiction. No matter how much the person wants to quit, the addiction bamboozles them every time. The addiction is not a person, but it can act as if it has a personality. In this paradigm, the human mind has an ability to personify anything that isn't human, and this ability works on its own, it works by default, and some psychologists advise that we ignore it by reminding ourselves that we're interacting with something that isn't a person. From this point of view, spirits are parts of our unconscious parts of the brain which act as their own beings and sometimes can have access to information that we do not consciously have access to. If you were to further explore this idea, you would allow your brain's ability to personify these parts of the psyche, enabling you to interact with them. Localized spirits such as elementals and nature spirits could be explained in a way that our subconscious mind interacts with the environment, creating sensations of presence based on the sensory input and the deep primordial parts of the human mind. These primordial parts of the human brain have been evolving and existing for well over a million of years, ever since prehistoric humans started communicating with nature. So even from the reductionist perspective, spirits are not delusions and superstitions, but rather something we experience as a result of a very useful adaptive mechanism our brain has. Also, the complex structures within our unconscious minds that we can perceive as autonomous beings are real. This is not fantasy, but the reality of the human psyche. Idealism is the paradigm that sees everything as mind or consciousness. Consciousness or mind are primary or foundational to the existence of matter, energy, time, and space. This paradigm is more popular in philosophy through the works of Plato and Schopenhauer, but it's gaining popularity as a science as we speak. As opposed to materialism, idealism doesn't negate the existence of psychic phenomena, but rather embraces them as proof of how everything is connected within the mind of the universe. Because of this, we don't need to find ways to fit everything into a squishy organ inside of a skull. Mental phenomena can exist on their own, and so can spirits. The idealists see the world as one mind that reduces itself into its inferior form as it operates using a human brain. This inferior form is also called the subjective mind or the ego, and it distorts the reality or the perception of reality by seeing everything as separate beings and objects. Bernardo Kastrup is the guy that can explain this concept the best. So how can spirits fit into this way of understanding reality? In the similar way we did with materialism, they're structures of ideas that we perceive as autonomous beings. The only difference is that these structures are not confined to the human brain. They exist in the fabric of reality. We just perceive them as persons because we're human. Animism is a modern paradigm inspired by indigenous ways of understanding the universe. It's not popular among scientists and philosophers, but it's the most common paradigm amongst esoteric practitioners and modern indigenous philosophers. Spirits and energy are fundamental to the structure of the universe, and everything is conscious and alive. We ourselves are spirits experiencing life, and so is everything around us. That doesn't mean that a random rock is conscious, but it is a part of Mother Earth, which is a conscious being, and also this rock could be a part of a mountain, or some rock is a part of a mountain, and a mountain can be a conscious being. Spirits are conscious intelligences, not forms, but they can have subtle bodies. I explained this already in another video you can go and watch. In my opinion, the best way to explain animism and spirits is by using the analogy of the human body. We have billions of gut bacteria, which makes us not just one being, but an entire ecosystem of beings. The entire universe and the mind are an ecosystem. Each conscious intelligent being has a role within existence the way plants, animals, and fungi have in nature. In animism, nature spirits are also an important part of the Earth's ecosystem. Even our own subjective mind is an ecosystem that needs to be in balance in order to work properly. Thoughts and ideas, if given enough power, can act as their own beings. I personally prefer this way of thinking because it makes the world and reality feel more alive rather than an illusion or a simulation. I still get skeptical sometimes of this paradigm, and then I use the idealist one more. We cannot know the nature of reality as we are perceiving it with our limited subjective minds, but we can experiment and learn in order to get closer to the truth. The point is that for the past 2 centuries, the idea of spirits has been categorized as imaginary and in some cases even pathologized, which is harmful, and I hope this video has been helpful in breaking the stigma. So thank you guys for watching till the end of this video, and bye!